The first thing I remember is the game that I love. A man on a diamond with a golden glove. Daddy with me in the cheap seats above saying...
Welcome to the Two Cutoff Men, the podcast dedicated specifically to the Cincinnati Adult Baseball League. I'm Jason Earhart, along Colt 45's first baseman Ray Sterling as we recap the week that was, the week ahead, and all things CABL.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Thanks again for tuning in to the Two Cutoff Men. For more information about our league, you can visit our Facebook page by searching Cincinnati Adult Baseball League. You can check out the league website at www.CincyABL.com. That's where you can find stats, standings, rosters, schedules, game recaps, among other things. Once again, that's Cincy with a Y, ABL.com. With that, I'd like to welcome in our co-host, also the show's executive producer and longtime Colt 45 player, Ray Sterling. Ray, welcome to podcast number 11.
Week 11, yeah. This thing just keeps trucking on, and we're going to keep moving on, hopefully, for another double it up and go 22, maybe 44. Just keep going on throughout the year. So this is looking good, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, big show ahead, Ray. We've got a lot of games to go over, 20-plus games in the last week, plus a special guest in the Hot Corner. That's coming up right around the corner. You're going to have to stay tuned to find out who that is. But little hint, the guy you're pretty familiar with, Ray.
Yeah, I think I know him a little bit, so we'll have to hold off and see who that is. But yeah.
You're going to admit to that? Okay.
It just depends on who I'm talking to and what we're talking about. So
there you go. It may or may not be beneficial.
Yeah, that's it. So
well, Ray, it's been a busy week. The weather has finally gotten warm and dry and stayed that way. We've been able to get a lot of games in, and it was a busy Sunday. Last week, we were able to get 10 ball games in. I'll let you kick it off. They starting out at Springboro, where they were able to get a game in with the Meridians and Mudcats.
Yeah, Meridians and Mudcats added out there in Springboro. Meridians took down the Mudcats 10-5. Looks like the Meridians did a little bit of hitting. It had Kroll had a nice day. It might be up for Player of the Week. Got 6 Ks he pitched, and had also a 4-for-5 day with 2 runs. And Lammers, is that I don't know. Do you know him?
Yeah, Tanner Lammers, former Yankee, couple diving catches. Congratulations to Tanner, who just became a father last month to his first child. So Tanner having a pretty good year so far.
Yeah, congratulations there. That might be his last good game then. We might not see him for a while. So.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. Once you have kids, it's all over.
Yeah. At Heritage Park, we had the Orioles and the Knights, and wow, one side was a football score. The other side was somebody, I don't know, how could you get one? Can you get 1 point in football?
Well, in the Canadian League, I think if you get
Canadian
a
football.
touchback, you get 1 point. So, yeah, maybe the Knights had a touchback, perhaps.
That might have been fitting a little bit more if they were playing the Expos, but anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Orioles out there did some hitting there. They had a couple guys had big days there. Again, a lot of going to be tough for candidates of the week. Went off 5-for-5, 2 doubles, and 5 RBIs in that game. So, big game. A couple other guys had some big games in that one too, and we'll do some rundown at the when it was time to pick for the Player of the Week. But they definitely have 3 candidates, maybe 4 candidates out there in that game alone. So,
and if you look at the Knights write-up, somehow I ended up in the write-up for the Knights. If you want to read that one off for us, somehow I ended up in
I missed that one, but I see it now. Shady Valley Chicken Farms out of chickens. Raw procures rooster. Jobu not amused and curses Knights to start and end with 8. Knights lose 23-1. Unrelated news, someone named Earhart had ordered 17 chickens. So apparently you called KFC. Are we got live chickens, or is these already baked?
Maybe I need to. With the week my team had, perhaps I need to. Maybe it was a little foreshadowing there by Ryan. That's a good transition into our next ball game, which was right down the road from Dayton there. We're playing the Braves up in Franklin, and, well, we lost 8-7. Played a Braves team. We beat 13-0 the previous Sunday. And, they had something to prove, and we knew they were better than that, and they came out and wanted it a bit more than we did. Left a lot of runners on base, and, tip your cap to the Braves. Played a little bit better than we did, and able to pull that one out by a final score of 8-7. Flying Tigers able to beat the Reds by a final score of 10-5. Talked about this Flying Tigers team. I think they were 1-8 coming in, but if the right guys show up, it's a dangerous team. They've over the last few years, they've had some surprising scores where they lose to teams that maybe you think they shouldn't, and then they go out and win a game like this. And it just goes to show any given day anybody can get you in the league, and the Flying Tigers proved that on Sunday against the Reds.
That's it. It always depends on who's able to make it and who's not. So if you miss a couple key players, you couldn't be hurting. But next game we had was McNick High School. We had the Hooks 7, Hustle 2. So a little bit of a closer game for the Hooks. They didn't hit double digits, so that's a nice game by the Hustle there.
It was a 3-2 game going to the ninth. If you look at it, this actually played out almost exactly how their playoff series did last year. Hooks able to pull away late, but Hustle hanging in there. Only 3-2 going to the ninth. You're right there with the best team in the league. Certainly a pretty good game played by the Hustle.
Trying to get some of these teams to come out and step the game up a little bit against them and knock the Hooks off. So getting close. Hopefully one of us will do it here soon. Other than that, we had the Dodgers and the Tigers out at Foundation. Dodgers back on the winning end out at Foundation there with a score of 9-1 against the Tigers. Jim Beckett makes his debut, going 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. I don't know that I would want to put that in.
Well, it also said he fell down to make a good play.
Yeah,
so, Jim, I actually texted him on Monday because first time he's played all year, and he said, it looked like I haven't played all year, but hey, I guess it's newsworthy when you only score one run. Got to get the little Jim Beckett reference in there. Jim, one of the good guys in the league. He's run a couple teams in this league over the years. Been busy with some things this year. Haven't been able to get out there much, but hey, that's at least some positive news coming out of Tiger Camp this week. The return of one Jim Beckett.
And how about another nickname in there? Chili Dog?
Yeah, Rob Chilelli, his pitcher. They called him Chili Dog. I guess it's easier than saying the actual name, but hey, give him credit for the complete game. And Chris Kandrak on the other side, 7 innings, his second consecutive win. And Dodgers, the 9-1 win over a Tigers team that's been surprisingly competitive thus far.
They get them back on the winning end out there at Foundation, like we talked about. They're always tough to play out there.
Crazy game out at Testerman, Ray, between the Suds and Deerfield. They ran into the time limit, 12:35. It was in the 11th inning, and it was an 8-8 game. Suds and Deerfield knotted up at 8, and unfortunately not able to finish this one off. I believe they had a game coming up after this. And, they have some volunteers out there that work the grounds crew, and it was hot. And talked to Bill Barnhill this week about the protocol out at Testerman. So unfortunately, they were not able to finish this one up. But we're already talking about finishing this one up on August 14th, moving these guys both out to either Riverfront or Crosley, play the regularly scheduled game, and finish this one. So this one's not over. 8-8 goes in the books as a tie right now, but barring rain, hopefully we'll be able to get this one in at some point. Your team rematch with the Sting, kind of the same situation we had with the Braves. Same the week before, same team we're playing the next week, and looks like the same thing happened to you guys. And they were the rematch. Sting able to get you a close game. It looked like 4-4 through the 8th. Sting able to get a couple late.
It's the curse of Finneytown, I guess. So we struggled at Finneytown off and on out there. So yeah, they were able to come out and take us, come back and get the win after us knocking them off 6-4. It was a good game. Gary King pitched well out there, and we just couldn't seem to put the right sticks together at the right time.
Well, but a couple of sticks, speaking of which, a couple of guys we're somewhat familiar with. Bruce Gunning, Ray Starling, both with a pair of hits. How about that?
Yeah.
Is it a typo?
No, it's not a typo. That's
okay.
That's
all right.
accurate.
Just making sure.
So
okay.
I think I found my bat the last couple games.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, Bruce, that was his first game back in about a month. He's been out for a while, having to do some things with family and work, kind of like the same thing I've been doing, and he comes back in and goes 2 for 3, and also believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he got plunked at least once, if not twice, too,
Ooh.
as well. So
rough day,
Yeah,
rough day at the yard.
Yeah,
no kidding.
So Schuler, we had the Bulls and the Expos. Good game out there, 6-5. Bulls take down the Expos. The Expos, like we talked about before too, coming out and off and on. It depends on what day it is and if they're coming out strong or not. And my buddy Kurt, complete game, and also went 2 for 4. So nice game out there with Kurt.
Yeah, the Expos were competitive, weren't they? How about with the Bulls too? I mean, that's a pretty good team.
That's a good game, yeah.
Absolutely, that Expos team putting up some respectable results there in their first year.
It looks like they did pretty well holding runners on when they got on, because Bulls had 12 men left on base, so that's yeah, tough game out there for them. So we got the Brewers and the Dragons at Sycamore. Brewers take down the Dragons 10-5. Again, another surprise team this year. And, of course, with that, we get the Jaysm.
Dear Eleanor, all seemed lost today until Lieutenant Chapman charged into the fray and personally slayed 12 dragons. His bravado bordered on insanity, but carried us to victory. Free pizza for all in attendance. Is pizza even around in the Civil War?
I don't think it was invented yet, was it?
I don't know, but I guess in Jay's mind it was, and that's all you're going to get out of this game with the Brewers and Dragons. It was 10-5, and something about Lieutenant Chapman slaying dragons. So there you go.
Yeah,
that's about all we can guess for. Well, that wraps up Sunday. Last Sunday, very hot day. We were able to get all those games in. We flip forward to Wednesday night. Again, 10 more able to get in. We'll start out at Foundation, where the Dodgers continue their winning ways. A pretty good week for these guys. They win 11-1. Jeff Finan throws a complete game, 1 earned run, and goes the distance. Brandon DeHaven and Ryan Freed each with 3 hits, and the Dodgers keeping it rolling there as they're back over 500 now. The Braves continue their hot ways. They beat the Sting by a final score of 12-6. The Braves jumped out to a 9-0 lead early. How about Jarrell Bristol, 5 of 5, double and a triple? And Bristol gave us fits on Sunday. He led them to a 3-run rally in the 8th inning, which was pivotal in that 1-run game. He also threw out a base runner at home plate on what would have been a sacrifice fly on Sunday. So I'll tell you what, I'm certainly looking at Jarrell Bristol on the short list, at least for me, for Player of the Week this week. Pretty good week for him so far.
That's exactly what I was thinking, too. So I was waiting for us to come up and look at this game and bring that up. And he was definitely on top on my list of guys for Player of the Week. So once we get to that point, we'll have to see if anybody can battle him out. But right now, I think he's got the lead to take the Player of the Week for this week.
Yeah, he gave us fits on Sunday and obviously gave the Sting fits on Wednesday night out at Riverfront. Next game up is at Mount Healthy, and Ray, looked like those Tigers kept rolling, huh?
Yeah, Tigers putting up double digits again, 13-2 over the Orioles. So they had guy Jake, I guess you say it, Eby.
Yeah, Jake Eby. He actually one of the free agent guys this year. He works for the Reds in the Reds front office.
Nice.
It's kind of cool. And he played, if I'm not mistaken, club ball at Bowling Green with a guy that plays for me now, Kevin Moulton with the Yankees. He knows him well, and apparently a pretty good player. That's the second time we've called his name on these recaps for a home run this year.
Yeah, 3-run homer. Nice game there. Next game we had Suds against Mudcats out at Springboro, and the Suds took down the Mudcats 10-0. Not much to say there on the Mudcats end. I'm not sure. They again, one of those teams is up and down. But you know, that's kind of par for the league right now, going up and down.
Yeah, the Mudcats, one of those teams, it just kind of depends who shows up on a given night. I know Jeremy's been dealing with vacations and whatnot and getting guys in and out. But if you remember last year, the Mudcats kind of struggled a little bit, and they put it together later in the year after those vacations and whatnot were over with. And I know I talked to Jeremy last week. He's kind of hoping the same type of thing's going to happen for them again this year, make a little run late.
Yeah, they had a strong team down the end last year, so it depends on, again, if you get all those guys back, core guys back, you miss one or two big hitters and stuff that can throw off a lineup for a week, and so once you get everybody back, make it stronger. But take advantage of those situations when you're out there playing a team. If they're missing them, try to get your wins while you can. Keep you moving up in the standings.
Another run rule game out at Franklin. This one involved the Meridians and Knights. Meridians win by a final score of 15-0. Joe Mills with a perfect first inning. How about that? 9 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 over the minimum in the 5 innings. So Joe Mills with another terrific performance for the Meridians. Hawkeye Pierce, he goes into the 5th inning for the Knights, strikes out the side, goes in and pitches the 5th, I guess, only the 5th. So Hawkeye always out there doing a great job. And, boy, for a guy 65 years old, I know we haven't touched on this much, but you're going to have a hard time finding a better baseball player 65 years old than Philip Hawkeye Pierce.
Yeah, Hawkeye, he's a Colt during the World Series and stuff down in Florida. And Hawkeye, great guy, too. Real nice guy. So, and it looks like you forgot to send out the chickens.
Well, there was no mention of me there, but it did say no live chickens to be found. So maybe since I bought them all, the 17 on Sunday, perhaps that's what happened to the Knights. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no reference to me on there anywhere.
That's good. So
Hooks and Reds matched up for the second time this year out at McNick. The Hooks able to win that game by a final score of 12-2. Jim Demler continues to roll. League's all-time wins leader. He gets a W in that game, and the Hooks complete